minted mine, mate.
That was some creative scam.
Yeah, that was elaborate.
Give it another minute and then we can start. Yeah.
The fact
luckily only one person actually got scammed, and I managed to get one of them back off ME, which was good.
Good.
I'm still convinced it was an insider, given how much they knew our roadmap.
Say that again, sorry?
I thought it was an insider because of how much they knew about our roadmap. Or
I mean,
it's just...
What do they call it? Kidnants?
Kidnants,
I mean, also, the art was pretty good.
Yeah?
That shit was straight off Google Images, the first thing.
Yeah, they robbed that from something else, right? I swear I've seen that before.
And they just typed in baby pixel art, and it was the top image.
Oh, was it?
Some creative bastards, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, though. I played them.
They didn't check their spelling, though.
Nah, bro. This is what I mean. Like, surely if you're going to spend that much time, you'd at least vet your spelling with Grammarly or something. I mean, I guess we'll get started, lads. We don't really have an agenda today, boys. Hoping that you guys have just got some real raw questions and we can make this flow as best as possible. We've not got anything specifically that we would like to share right now. Obviously, that'll be coming later down the line. I mean, we can start off by Tim obviously can introduce himself, and then we can give a brief overview as to where we are in terms of Longwood Labs and Remnants right now, and then we'll open it up so you guys can just ask questions, and we'll stay until we're all out. So Tim, if you want to introduce yourself.
I'll take the floor. Yeah, hey everyone. Some of you might know me. Like, I've been a very long-term Remnants holder. Gave them away a couple months ago to my brother because I didn't have any time anymore, really that much. But yeah, like connected very early on with Will and Tom and built a good relationship. Happy to join the team. Happy to bring this vision to fruition. Like, my personal background is I worked as a CEO for quite a while in the gaming space. Also advising consulting with multiple game companies on the production side as well as in the ecosystem. Joined crypto like 2 years ago. It started mostly social economies. I was working with like a lot of athletes, fashion designers and stuff regarding social economies, and then was a very early Solana adopter, and yeah, I did some things in the space, like my own things, help some companies that, I mean, some of you might know some of them, for example, I don't know, Community 3, for example, which are helping into the space. Yeah, and then like a while ago, like I had a long call with Will, and we talked about our different visions about like gaming and blockchain and stuff, and we were on the same page, and like a couple of weeks later, he's sitting in my apartment, and yeah, we were building out a lot of different things, and yeah, like, and then finally we announced like a while back. So yeah, hey everyone.
Welcome, Tim.
Thank you,
Lovely
Tim.
intro, mate.
Welcome, Tim, brother.
Welcome.
Happy to have you on the team. Obviously, there's a few other lads who have joined recently. So, obviously, namely Clark, Danilo, which is Davik, and EJ, which is Jesse, along with Bison. Obviously, you're all probably familiar with Bison. Obviously, those lads are not here tonight, but we won't give intros for them while they're not here. Juice, if you want to kind of lead on an overview, get us into it, and then we can lead us into some questions from the lads, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it. So let's keep it high level for the time being. Something we've talked about is the reason why we expanded the team. I just want to reiterate for the team, if you want to go through just like what exactly is being expanded and what the benefit to the community is of said expansion. Like, we've got new developers coming on. We've got the creative studio and Danilo and Dan and Jesse with tokenomics. Do you want to expand on that, or do you think we get it at this point?
Yeah, I mean, just briefly, I'm not going to waste too much time on it, but I think, obviously, you guys just want to see us building things, right? And obviously, for a while, it's been myself, Tom, Juice, and the devs. And obviously, it's a lot of work for 3 people at the top to kind of build out what we want to build. Obviously, like Tim said, mine and his vision aligned in terms of what we imagine for the future for kind of blockchain gaming and Remnants specifically as well. And And obviously Jesse, Tim, Dan, and Danilo are all friends. They've all worked in business before, and they've all got specific skills that they bring to the table. Obviously, Clark's helping us with strategy. Danilo's helping us with the creative studio alongside Dan as well. And then Jesse here is to help us with, obviously, tokenomics and economy modeling. So, obviously, as you guys know, prior, obviously, the current economy that we've got in game and the tokenomic structure was built out by someone that we obviously wasn't part of the core team. Obviously, we built the model and we paid them, and obviously people who we contract to do things like that, it's not very good in terms of when we need to make changes on the fly. Having someone on the core team to just be there to analyze the economy and make changes and patches when needed is obviously very beneficial for us moving forward. Obviously dev team wise, I mean, the dev team right now is probably in the best position it's been in a long time. Matij is doing a really good job alongside Tom, sort of managing that work stream and ensuring that we're actually pushing stuff out. So you guys should be expecting an update tonight or tomorrow with some features that we've announced, some that we've not. Obviously you'll get your journals and such, and I'm sure there'll be some questions about that later on. But yeah, overall we've got more capacity, work streams are streamlined, and we're getting to the point where we're working really well together, and you're going to start to see a lot of development and vision plans pushed out. One of the points I'll speak about just before we move on is obviously with the 45 days that we had. I mean, obviously our initial approach was that we wanted, an announcement tonight, which time zone. I mean, it's 9 p.m. in Eastern Europe right now, so it probably won't be tonight, but the lads are working on it. With the 45 days, the initial plan was obviously we were going to have like one announcement per day, at the same time, kind of get you guys into that routine of expecting an announcement daily. We've had some changes since then, and some certain things that have, some opportunities that have come up that have kind of changed that, because certain announcements have potentially moved forward or moved back. And we also decided that we didn't really want to set an expectation for ourselves. We realized quite quickly that you guys are all sat waiting for an exciting announcement at 8 p.m. every day, and every day is probably not going to be as exciting as, maybe releasing 2 or 3 announcements per week, for example. So I would expect that moving forward.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to add on to that too. So, you guys know that I've been here since day one when we launched last December. And the amount of head down work that's going on right now supersedes anything that we've been able to do so far, and it truly is just to attest to the team that we've surrounded ourselves with. Will, you started to mention a little bit of what's going on right now with the update and what the team is working on, journals, duels, etc. I know, you, Tom, myself, we try to be as transparent as possible in the general chat, but not everyone spends their days in Discord. So let's cover a little bit of what the team is working on as far as future plans goes. We've alluded to the game expanding, the idea of the MMORPG. So while we can't divulge everything, let's talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes that everyone's not privy to on a daily basis.
Okay. A lot, if it's a question. Obviously, there's probably too much specific work to divulge on this call, but I mean, I guess at a high level, I guess the way that I like to think about where we are right now, we're quite like a one-dimensional gamified staking platform, right? That's what we are. We set out to gamify staking and make that fun, and I mean, we've definitely achieved that goal. So like moving forward, they're the kind of solutions. Sorry, Snipe, would you just be able to mute your mic, please, mate? My bad. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, mate.
Moving forward, that one-dimensional kind of experience is what we'll be offering out to clients through Longwood Labs, right? And obviously last week we announced Longwood Labs. And I'd just like to reiterate to the fact that that was not a marketing campaign tailored towards Longwood Labs. Like, our goal there was not to bring in new clients. because we have a lot of connections in the space and a lot of leads right now that we're kind of working with. And obviously, as you know, the first client will be announced pretty soon. So the goal there was obviously to align you guys. But yes, moving from that one-dimensional kind of gamified staking platform that we are right now into a much more open, maybe three-dimensional, omni-chain, scalable, idle MMORPG. That's kind of how we'd like to describe it right now. And what that looks like is probably something a lot more similar to what you're used to with previous successful Web3 titles like Axie Infinity, DeFi Kingdoms and such, where they build in really good DeFi products. They make it so that their supply is scalable. You'll see obviously heavy marketing campaigns around these projects at a very high level without divulging any specifics. That's where we're moving. And obviously I'm aware that, Destino, you asked quite a good question in the chat. I mean, kind of on point really. So you're talking about free to play. So obviously we want to scale the game to thousands of new players. That is correct, right? Now, do not expect that anytime over the next maybe 1 to 2 months. Our goal right now is not new user acquisition. It's kind of, continually developing this one-dimensional platform in the short term to offer out to the clients as we obviously scale up the team and build out the groundwork to the new version of the game in the future. So we've spoke about free-to-play previously in the past. Now, obviously, one of the issues with free-to-play is it's very hard to give someone access to your ecosystem in a way where they'd want to play it. Because, for example, I would say 99% of you holders right now would probably not play Remnants unless there was some kind of asset or tokenized asset linked to it, whether that would be the NFT or the camp token or et cetera, right? So building a free-to-play blockchain game in which these free-to-play players are contributing more or the same as they extract from the system is very hard, right? Our current plan, again, we'll share this now. I mean, we've spoken about it in the chat. Current plan is obviously these other successful models that you've seen with the likes of Stephen and DeFi Kingdoms, etc., which is obviously the breeding model. So that will be definitely coming to the game. But we want to build that in a way where it kind of, besides a marketing campaign, the actual feature itself in terms of breeding becomes kind of this built-in marketing tool for the game by design. So that will include things such as referral systems, where you guys, maybe you will breed and you'll refer a friend and you guys will benefit from reduced fees in the game. For example, in the marketplace right now you have the 10%, you guys would get a kickback from that, for example. That'll be one example of something we would implement there to kind of, sorry, 1 second. But yeah, overall, scaling the game, the plans right now are breeding. I would imagine the free-to-play model needs a lot more thinking. I'm not sure if anyone here is aware of any successful free-to-play crypto games that you could imagine Remnants becoming like, but right now, as a team, we've not really found anything that we like. But yeah, that's my piece for now. I'll let someone else on the team get the voice in. Did that answer your question, Destino?
He said, yeah, thanks for the answer.
Yeah, perfect.
I think you explained it really well. I mean, it's going to be very good for holders if you're early and in a breeding model, as other things have shown. So that's plus the model that we came up with, that it was the most scalable, but also at the same time, it gives the existing community the best benefit, right? So that's why we also came up with this.
DeFi Pirates is currently free to play. Remnants killers. Yes, but obviously we'll share more regarding the breeding system when it's fully fleshed out. Tom and Jesse are working on that at the moment. Sorry, I got lost a bit there in the breeding system, Juice. What was the overarching high-level question that you asked me? Sorry.
I mean, you were spitting, so I was just letting you rip. That was a pretty damn good rip. No, I mean, the high-level question was kind of like what the vision is for the MMO, what it might look like. I mean, you did a good job of explaining that. I think from a content standpoint, correct me if we're wrong, we want to do a better job. We've been writing these Medium articles as of late, I would expect to see more of those, just breaking down whatever this new game is going to be, just in like digestible pieces of information. And also, we're going to be ramping up our video production as well, between myself and then Bison, who created that awesome recent video. We're going to be doing more short videos for those maybe on the outside who want to hear the value prop, and then some more like strategy videos for those on the inside and just looking to enhance gameplay. Rem plus fem equals question mark. Yeah.
Just putting it in there for good time's sake.
Yeah, just for the culture.
I mean, a good little addition to kind of the vision that I spoke about. In terms of what that might look like for you guys as a holder, I mean, it's not obviously confirmed right now, but we are working on like new architecture for the game itself. We want to kind of create this universe as a little bit more immersive than what we have right now. I feel like we can improve hugely in terms of kind of the product that we offer. So that immersiveness and that connection with your character or NFT is something that we're definitely pushing on moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, some you might have seen the announcement with like the sketch for the art style that we are considering right now. So there are multiple things in the works regarding that immersiveness.
I saw quite a few questions in the chat actually. I mean, and maybe a few of you in here, but the main kind of feedback was we like the art, but is this going to delay any of the timelines that we currently have? So no. Obviously, Danilo is obviously part of the team, and that is a separate work stream to anything development-wise. So I would say that art has no effect on any of the development timelines or this vision coming to fruition, for example.
Yeah, like
when does the floor price go back to free sol so I combine with one?
I mean, we'll see.
Believe.
No, like
Let me know if it does. Sweep it myself.
I want to give a shout out to Danilo, who has been working very hard despite being super sick. So maybe we can give him like a combined get better soon. Maybe. I'll start the chain.
I mean, to be fair, we've been getting some mock-ups back of, PFP reworks and such. Danilo and his team are very skilled. Like, we're confident we can get some objectively top quality art for the PFP rework. Obviously, we want to collect you guys' feedback on that because we don't want to just completely change the feel of the ecosystem. There's also a bit of an internal discussion regarding, do we prefer pixel art or do we prefer illustrative? So I would expect that to feel a little bit more confirmed over the coming month, maybe 5 weeks.
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that as well. It's not the current pixel art that you see in the game. We'll likely have it revamped. So upon that happening, we can put another poll up and get you guys feedback.
Sorry, what was that? It's not the current map, did you say?
It's the current pixel art that they see on the map. We will likely revamp it into a high quality pixel art.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll,
yes.
we can show example of that soon.
It's a hard question, but obviously Kunga's done some great pixel art for us. But we need like a team now in terms of creative asset curation and creation. So obviously Danilo has that. Yes, it will go around. Again, if we stay with pixel art, obviously Kunga will continue to build that work for us. If we decide to move to an illustrative approach, then the answer is no, unfortunately.
Cool, thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions for us?
Nez is typing.
Mm.
Got several now.
It's possible that a bunch of people are still at work mid-Friday and they're like one earphone in, typing in chat.
So, a good question, Clues. Personally,
You want me to
I would
pick on those?
imagine-
I don't think there's a definitive answer. There's not really a definitive answer yet, Clues. What we're doing currently is trying to plan out the development timescale for the new game, and we are then going to adjust the current item stats so their ROIs reflect that timescale, or likely a bit less. That's the plan there, but unfortunately we can't give a definitive timeline yet on when that will be. But I would imagine it would be somewhere over the next month, I'd say, that we'll make them changes again. And it will be, just to confirm, it will be another buff to the items, just if anyone was questioning that. So the item upgrades will be increased, the benefits.
Can you elaborate on the camp rework to the new Shagbo coin? Yeah, obviously, so Clues is now our ambassador. So we basically, the new coin itself, it's going to be traded solely in Hawaii in person, and Clues is just going to shut it off on the side of the streets, basically.
Yeah,
I think he's running it through Mackey's as well.
So Ness, if you're referring to the coin of like the rework game, then yes, that's the answer. I mean, that's in the plans.
Nez's question for those watching this back at home on a replay was, will the new coin be traded on a liquid marketplace? And Thude said yes. Carry on.
Carry on.
What quarter of 2022?
Yeah.
/ 2023 do you estimate will be 80% complete with the pivot? So from a design standpoint, I would say we're pretty close to completion there. It's kind of hard to give an ETA because we're spending time right now building out like the architecture for what this application is going to look like. What we want included in that on like phase 1. I would imagine that the actual launch of this reworked new game would very much likely be Q1 of 23. But that's not to say that you guys won't be involved with that ecosystem until then. Obviously, as per my prior announcement, I kind of know that REMS will become this, we will be moved to this sort of transitionary period towards the new game. What you can imagine that to look like is something similar to what you would see from the likes of Vandal's Gutter, what you saw with the Dead Gods Mint, but obviously a much more gamified experience and fitting to our ecosystem. So that's kind of the main event that the main announcements I would be looking out for over the coming weeks and month. I would be looking for the details that we share regarding how you guys are going to convert, obviously, your camp tokens, how the art rework is going to work, and how the actual logistics of the transitionary period to the new game are going to look.
Mr. V, to answer your question in regards to the free keys, that is something that we will be making changes to in the next sprint. So not this release that we're doing tomorrow, but following one after that. We do have plans so that inactive users are still receiving free keys. So I'd say 2 weeks from now when we do the next sprint, or we may even push it early with a couple other things. 1 to 2 weeks, we'll have a feature in place for that, so users aren't getting free keys if they're inactive.
I mean, the current ideas behind that right now are pretty simple. We'd just obviously stop airdropping keys to users who haven't logged in for 7 days or longer. Because your question is quite similar to PTC. So will there be more incentives to craft higher tier items? It feels slightly underwhelming at the moment. So yeah, I guess Tom gave a good answer there. But yes, the ROIs on all items will be increased over the coming, I would say, 4 weeks.
Yeah. What is the old coin? We're not going to release too much on the old coin yet, but it's something that will be used within the new game upon the conversion. Upon the conversion to the new game, it'll be something to trade in, or who knows what in the new game. And I don't think there have been any found yet that I'm aware of.
Journals. Yes, so journals will be obviously the functionality that we've discussed in chat prior, so like your guys' guesses were correct. So obviously the journals will be additional utility right now just to kind of increase and improve the UX of our current game. I think the price is confirmed. I'll let Tom speak on that after, but basically you'll be able to have features like claim all, resend all, That will be on the first release of journals, and then we're looking to build like trip planning as well, where you can plan 3 trips or 2 to 3 trips in a row. So you guys, for those of you who don't want to log in multiple times a day, you can just set it off and come back at a later date. We also were discussing about potentially adding utility that allows you to build loadouts. It's not confirmed. It's going to depend on the timelines towards the new game and if it's something that we want to sink time into right now or not.
Yeah.
In terms of the price,
as for the price, it's going to be about 20,000 camp each. No, it's we're discussing in the range of 150 to 200 camp, but you also have to remember that we'll have to purchase them for each remnant you wish to have that utility for, and it's claim all, resend all call functionality that the journal will provide. So it's going to save a lot of time in just the claiming and sending process. Is there any further questions? You dirty dog.
Let's let them roll them in.
Yeah. Roll them out, lads.
I'm sure these boys have got a lot more questions.
You guys could unmute next question too if you want. You don't have to type in that channel.
Nez, sorry, just if you missed that one, we're discussing between 150 to 200 camp for the journal, but you will have to purchase it on each remnant that you wish to have that utility for. And just, again, it's claim all, resend all is the core functionality. And as we'll discuss, we're potentially going to add loadouts into that as well, but it's not confirmed. It depends on the timescale that's going to take.
Is there any plan to add a loot history for remnants, even just what the previous location was? Yes. So actually, this update that we're pushing out, as I said, tonight or tomorrow, has quite a lot of quality of life implementations in terms of history. So as the marketplace history, we'll be getting a much needed improvement. There will be obviously history for things such as crates, and when the jewels functionality is released, there'll obviously be a history for that. So yes, history is something that we're adding to the game, and I would expect the same in some kind of loot log or maybe an account log for all your remnants, where maybe it shows deposits, withdrawals, how much camp you've earned, where you've spent camp. Basically like a soul scan, but for your remnants is something that I think would be great.
Any thoughts on that?
Who is the team's focus?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you can go first, Tom.
Yeah, we haven't actually discussed that yet. The way that we've got the loot crate system set up is obviously you loot the crates and then you purchase the keys. Yeah, I mean, we haven't, to answer the question directly, no, there isn't thought of adding lootable crate keys, but we can discuss it. But right now we feel the system's fine as it is. We feel there's got to be one bit where you spend the camp in order to open the crate and get the potential rewards that they yield. So currently, no, there's not thought of it.
How is the team's focus divided between dedicating time to other projects along with labs, developing the new game, and maintaining/iterating the current one? That's a very good question. So we're talking specifically developers. I would say right now there's more than we would like on the Longwood Lab solution, but that's because we're still building out the white label kind of GitHub repository. Once that's complete, it'll be much more simple for us to onboard projects. Effectively, what we've done is we've kind of recreated or we've repackaged a lot of the code for all the features from Remnants, and we've made sure that it's all clean in a new repo. And then we can build off that for each project that we onboard. So that's pretty much complete now. So moving forward, the only kind of development input needed there is obviously economy changes and front-end changes, and then any kind of further features that these projects are looking for. I would say in terms of percentage, I would say maybe 20% of the time will be spent on Longwood Labs for now. I would imagine that to probably decrease as we scale up the team. I would imagine around 50% of the team to be working on the new reworked version, and I would imagine 30% of the team to be working on the current version that you see right now. But obviously bear in mind that we've obviously just 3 new developers have just joined us like this week alone. How many are we at right now, Tom? I think we're at 10
it's actually
right
they
now.
start on the 3 new guys Nino, Bartol, and Sergey, they're actually starting Monday. So you'll see them pop up in the Discord now. So yeah, a total of 10 now. And that's like 8 full-time and 2 support. So yeah, it'd be a total of 10.
But it's just to remind everyone that time spent on Longwood Labs is very beneficial. Let's say that we put 20% of our development capacity towards Longwood Labs. The increase in revenue that we generate from that allows us to scale the team more than 20%, right? So for every 1 dev that we put on Longwood Labs, we can hire 2 devs, for example, to work on the Remnants. So I wouldn't worry too much about time spent on Longwood Labs. We're managing that pretty well at the moment.
What else we got? Fire away, guys. Is there any job board?
Is there any job board? Not currently.
Maybe you should.
I would imagine there will be. I think we should. Yeah, we should. Yeah. We will be hiring for more roles soon. We won't give any specifics right now. I just found out there was a zombie infection 20 days ago. Yes, so obviously, clearly there is an issue with infections right now. The devs are looking into it. There's not been any changes, so it must have been something that slipped through, but they're working on that. How close is a Longwood Labs offering to our Rems game? Is there any risk of other projects building it out to be a game similar to us that we dilute the market? So it's, again, a very good question. Obviously, that was our initial reason that we never kind of white labeled or offered solutions to our projects in the beginning, because what we have is quite unique. But obviously, the way that I expressed my vision of where we're moving from this one-dimensional ecosystem that we have right now to this three-dimensional game, because we're doing that, it allows us to ensure that we don't saturate our own product by offering services to other projects, right? So like I say, we're moving away from this one-dimensional gamified staking ecosystem to one that is much larger and much different, and then we'll be offering out that initial one-dimensional gamified staking platform solutions to other projects, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and
I would
also,
imagine.
Oh, you go ahead.
I would imagine similarities. I would imagine, time trips, look, create, but I imagine it to be, themed very different. And again, these are all bespoke. So if these projects would like, changes to make sure this looks different from Remnants, obviously we're incorporating that.
Yeah, and like one additional point also is that like there's minimal risk of dilution, but also on the other hand, like we will bring like this dimension to an additional market, if that makes sense. Like maybe people we didn't reach yet, for example. So like there's like in terms of dilution, cons and benefits, I think they kind of like outweigh each other, so it's kind of fine. And regarding Nifty's question, what is the status of land and buildings, etc.? So status of land and buildings is like something you can expect more in the new version of the game and not the current one. So yeah, like there will be updates. Probably, what do you think? Well, like 2 to 4 weeks, we'll update about that probably.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So obviously, we wanted to include the land and buildings again on this one-dimensional gamified staking platform that we have right now. But in terms of time taken to build that for this specific version of the game, does it make sense for us to do it? It makes much more sense for us to release that with the revamped version. Now, what I can say is the devs have actually started on that. This is the next sprint. So we kind of work on a 2-week sprint work stream at the moment. And starting from Monday, the devs will be working on our expectations of what land will be. I would not imagine land to be in the current game, but that doesn't mean there isn't any kind of beta tests, etc. But again, just in case anyone's not clear, I know, again, I've only spoke about this in the chat, I would be expecting a very large pivot from our initial, light paper that we released a few months ago. A lot of those features will be incorporated in the new game, but will not be, this huge, like the largest parts of the ecosystem. There'll be much more depth to it. can see Bison in here now. Good evening, Bison.
Has he rocked up?
He has rocked up.
Frank, let him
I'll give you
off
guys some time to think about any more questions.
Yo, what's good, boys? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
good
was
evening.
definitely on the phone with my wife, and I am like trying to manage 30 different things at once in the best way possible. How we doing today?
Good evening,
good,
bro.
mate.
Doing well.
Very good.
Uh,
How about
Lovely.
yourself?
I was not expecting a 2.5 hour space, but we here. Sorry to be late, dude.
You all
So
safe
excited.
in Florida?
Yeah, bro. Dude, it didn't even touch us. I was so upset. Like, we hunkered down. My wife invited friends over for a hurricane party, just for kicks and gigs. They didn't hit us, dude. I was like, oh, man, I got stuff to do.
Bison, you're getting attacked in the
Bison's
chat,
being
bro.
roasted already.
Bro, it happens every time I talk. Why are we surprised? We shouldn't be. Dude, we should change my
It's because we
role
pinned
from
the tokenomics thing on you, that's why.
Jesus Christ.
Just to reiterate, I know a majority
Yeah.
of you understand it to mean, but Bison did not build the tokenomics model for us.
Dude, some
You
people
only do
might
half
not.
of it.
I'm never gonna get a job in this space ever again. But that's okay. Remnants for life. Please don't rug me. Yo, I'm so excited, dude. The art rework was so good. We got good response from it too. I'm guessing everybody. I didn't see what the final vote was, but we're all good on. Like, everybody wants to change it to that style of art, right?
Yeah,
The vote was very
it was overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, because it's really fucking good, dude. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's
That's,
so good.
that's not to say that Kunga's pixel art is poor. Kunga does very good pixel art.
No, he's a goated
It's
pixel
beautiful.
artist.
We'll be here about him.
Nifty, to answer your question, you now have it.
Have you given him it? That was
I've
set
given
up for
him
one
it.
specific user, but yes, you guys want that role, but have it. There's no benefits to having that role.
No problem, brother. We got any more questions from the lads? Yeah, I mean, okay. Good question. So for the future, what are the plans for the team to not shift the resources you have more and more into Longwood Labs? So I just want to reiterate again, like, Remnants is the sole focus, right? Obviously, with the size of the team that we have right now, that calls for new creative ways for us to drive revenue to the business. So as I said, let's say that we onboard one dev to work on Longwood Labs. In terms of cost versus revenue there, that would allow us to onboard, let's say, 2 more to work for Remnants. So scaling the team for Longwood Labs itself allows us to scale up the team for Remnants is question.
Yeah, then again, I mean, just, doing the white labels and doing like Longwood Labs things, it's not just a monetary thing. I mean, it also just, we're planning to build something really, really big here. And to build something really, really big, you need a big base from the start. And by extending our reach, even if it's through a white label into different like communities, projects, ecosystems, then it's obviously like a very, very good first step to like get that foundation to then, launch the big one off, if that makes sense.
So, yeah, good point, Tim. Just to reiterate there, so obviously you're saying it doesn't make sense to split the resources in a company equally 50-50 to Section A and Section B if Section A only generates 10% revenue and Section B generates 90%. Right, so to answer your question there, like, Section A in that instance would actually be Remnants. Like, the royalties that we receive from Remnants are definitely in no way, shape or form close to what we obviously spend on development costs and etc. So Section B in this instance is Longwood Labs, and that's what generates us, let's say 80%, 90% of our revenue moving forward. But we're only dedicating 10 to 20% of the business's focus to that work stream.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually going against the grain because we think there's like way more benefit for the holders, for us, for everyone involved, in like building out a really, really big game. And the Longwood Labs work is, I don't want to say a means to an end, but it's definitely something that
It is. It is in a way. Obviously, we're going to build really good products for these people, right? But fundamentally, it's a means to an end to allow us to scale up our team, to ensure that we have more resources for Remnants itself. So you're planning to get paid in camp from clients to be bound to Remnants? Not quite. So we get paid in USDC, for example. And as I stated before, obviously we said that 15% of that will be used to drive value back to you guys. So that will be through a mixture of purchasing NFTs and putting those in loot tables, for example. That could be us purchasing and buying back and burning camp, for example. The only issue, obviously, with the buying back and burning of camp is we don't have a liquidity pool. So if we were to go to Famous Fox right now and spend $15,000, like there'd be no more camp on there. So it's not a very good solution. So we need to, as a team, come up with a solution for kind of injecting those funds into the ecosystem. Did that answer your question? No problem.
Yeah, keep firing questions away if you've got them.
Can we expect an announcement or two a week going forward? Yes. Yes, I would be imagining between 2 to 4. Obviously a mixture of announcements. I can't imagine them all being huge stud essays. But yes, I would be imagining multiple announcements per week moving forward. And again, if you want more specifics, you can refer back to the Medium article that me and Juice wrote. Actually, that was incorrect. We didn't write the Medium article for that. You can refer to my previous announcement.
Yeah, and just to add to that as well, you can expect a dev announcement at the end of the week, and it might not necessarily be a release, but it will be just update on progress towards the next sprint, just so we can keep you guys updated with where we're at on the work streams.
I can admit, when every day stuff like it's raining in Hawaii. I mean, I'm actually in the rain right now. I need to move out of it.
Yeah, it's raining, eh?
It is raining.
Maybe we'll set up your own little announcement channel clues if you wanted to do that. We'll just put it where no one can see it.
I hope it's getting fixed. It was definitely on the cards.
Yeah, it's getting fixed. Making some changes to it, but I don't think you can expect that tomorrow. What we're planning on doing is pushing releases tomorrow, and there's two other I say one new feature and this fix as well, which we're going to push later on in the week as well. But with the zombie kills, we are going to now be making it fair. All users, not
it's not
just
very fair right now.
zombies.
Monogaze is killing everyone.
He's probably raking it in. Or whoever's got a zombie and they just spam. Very fair.
I mean, we need to work out the solution. I mean, the solutions probably vary from making it tiered. So, we group people where their average build score is like a tier 3, for example. You would be grouped with like tier 1 to tier 3. We've also discussed more of like a jackpot kind of buy-in model where people will be able to buy in. So the larger players who want to compete against each other will be able to enter like a jackpot to play for the winnings of that as well over a week period. But yeah, there will be changes there.
Definitely. Top 14 spots. Feel free to ask some more questions, guys. We're going to be here until.
Yeah, don't be shy.
So ask whatever you want.
Don't be shy, lads. It's a good question. Nifty, will PFPs maintain the same traits our REMs currently have? The answer is we're not sure right now, but in whatever instance, we will honor rarity. That's all I can confirm right now. I imagine there's probably some traits from the current collection that we would like to pass over again, but I'm not sure if it will be all of them. But don't take that for a final conclusion right now.
I mean, just know they're gonna be very good looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean by dashboards? And against like, what's your definition?
Just okay, stats. So to answer that, it depends on the stats you're. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow, actually, we should be pushing the first initial dashboard along with the other features in game. So you can expect, I'd say, the first initial one tomorrow, and we will be adding some additional stats to it. In terms of camp stats, yes, there will be camp stats on there. So I'd say you can expect that tomorrow.
If REM floor hits 0.04 tomorrow, how long will you continue to develop the project? I mean, it's a good question. I mean, to answer it, like, I don't really see a world where it does. You know, like, even if everyone left the project, you know, we've obviously got the Longwood Labs white label, which is a very profitable business model for us. So I would imagine that we would still be doing what we've promised. And again, the floor is not really relevant, or royalties are not really relevant in terms of our plans. Like whether the floor's 0.04, whether the floor's 100, it doesn't really affect what we have planned, right?
I want to ask a counter question, like why 0.04? It seems like oddly specific.
Just to summarize, nothing would change in my opinion. I mean, the royalties that we get from right now being at like 6 is it doesn't even have any effect on our business model anyways. So
Did anyone already ask about fixing the Ledger login? Yes, so the they haven't asked it yet, no, but the answer is that the devs are looking into it currently. We haven't changed anything in regards to Ledger login, so I'm not sure if it's an issue on Phantom's side, but we're aware that you're not having those issues connecting your Ledger to other sites like Magic Eden. It is actually a top priority right now, and we're looking into getting it fixed, but from our side, nothing actually has been changed. So we're seeing if we're looking into seeing if there's a different way we can handle Ledger support.
yeah, no, it was a good question, Goldie. I mean, again, I think we're fairly different from the average project. Like we've got a full business here, and you know we've got a strong business model, and we're confident in the tech that we offer. So I don't imagine a world where floor price affects our plans whatsoever. Talking loose timelines, can we expect the new game under our Christmas trees? Will it be 2023? I mean, I think I did allude to that right at the start. I mean, I would be expecting a conservative timeline of a Q1 release for the phase 1 of the new game, but we are planning like a phase kind of like 0.5, which I imagine to be before that, which would be like, you know, like pre-quests and such to get everyone up to speed and get the breeding model working and etc. before we launch the phase 1. So it could be sooner, but it's hard to say right now.
Yeah. I assume that as well. 0.5 will also. You can assume that will also include beta testing. As Will said, I think Christmas would be quite early for the full release. We're aiming for Q1.
Yeah, for Christmas there's only coal this year.
Yeah. Oh.
You'll be using that to put your central eating on this year, Tim.
Like a coal loot trip or something, yeah.
where do we stand with durability and repair? Yeah, we decided that we're just going to remove durability and repair altogether. It just doesn't have a place in our ecosystem right now, and I don't really think the benefits of the camp burn that it would bring would be sufficient. So we're not going to spend time modeling that. But it most likely will be part of the new game. Oh, sorry, just quickly, sorry, Godly. That only means hand items, not utility. Utility will be staying the same. Sorry for the confusion there. Your backpacks will still be dying, unfortunately.
Okay.
Will we be getting loot items? Will we be getting better loot items in the drop tables? Right now, loot percentage builds are fairly pointless to run since the chase items are put into rug crates. I agree with the rug crates part. We need to make some changes there. I'm not actually sure. I've not actually thought about this right now. My focus has not been on the current economy. Tom, have you got any input there?
I'd say
I don't imagine us personally to change that.
I'd say we likely won't change that, although maybe closer to the time of the new release of the game, we might add some of the old coins into loot crates. But right now, we're not looking to change the drop tables in terms of items similar to the crates.
When is camp merger? So I assume we mean when is the camp to land conversion and stamina? So again, stamina will not be again in this one-dimensional ecosystem. That will probably most likely be a part of the new game. When is the camp to land conversion? It's a good question. I don't have a date for you right now. So obviously land will be in phase 1 of the new ecosystem. And just to reiterate again, the next few months will act as the conversion event from the current game to the new one. It's going to effectively be like the bridge, right? And that will include all things from art reworks to, getting your allocation to the new token, to trading in your camps, to whatever size of land you would like in the new game. That will all happen within a large gamified experience that will last over the course of maybe 1 to 2.5 months.
If you to answer that question, will crystals and toolkit be a part of the current game? No, neither of them will. Crystals was just another resource, but we won't be putting that into the current game. And also the toolkit was actually to do with the durability system. We're going to be removing the durability system for equipment items, and I don't think we'll be implementing the toolkit as part of the current game.
Will pickaxe/mines have any decent use before new game? Seems metal detector and no sulfur makes mine/pickaxe have little use. Tom, do you want to answer that one? I don't really have a response to that right now.
We can. To be honest, I need to look into it more. Obviously, sulfur was going to be something that was used primarily on lands, which, as we've discussed earlier, won't be used for this current game. So if we feel that mines needs a bit of a revamp, we can look into it, but currently we haven't discussed that. So we can definitely relook it and see if we need to increase stuff or add stuff into that drop table.
So just to reiterate, so obviously EJ, Jesse, he is doing our modeling. His primary focus right now is on the tokenomics of the new token, which is obviously hugely important, and the economy for the new game design. So the new game design has a lot more depth to it than the current game. But I'm sure we can grab some time with him over the next week to kind of go through some balancing changes that will be needed for the current economy. Is there going to be a free way of getting rid of items of zero use? There actually is. If you're going to your bank right now, there is the incinerator. You can just drag an item from a bank slot to the incinerator and it will remove it.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, maybe the confusion there is with the incinerator in the bank, the icon has gone, so tomorrow we'll put that back in. But if you were to go in the bank, nifty, it's that there. As you can see, if you're looking in the chat, guys, the actual trash can icon that was meant to be in there has disappeared, so that'll be back in tomorrow when we push the next update. But that's how you do it. You simply drag the item into that slot and you can delete it.
Regarding camps, is it going to be owning an actual part of the map? If so, I have a follow-up question. So the answer is yes. So it's kind of a big part of the architecture of the new game. We want everything to kind of be live and dynamic and updating on the fly for everyone within the universe to see. So yes, I would imagine a universe where, 100%, you will see the map and you will see other people's land plots on that map, and you can view them. You can see their progression. That will update in real time. Yes. Before I answer man against, I'll answer Destino's follow-up question regarding camps. I'll just give him a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to discuss some different models regarding the camps, but I mean, it's going to be an actual of the map for sure. That's like definitely for sure. And then there will be different variations of like how it's actually going to look, but we will, I would say 4 weeks is probably a good timer when you get more details.
Yeah.
Are we going to
again because it's on topic? I have a few points to make about this as well. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes, you will. Obviously, we need to find solutions to how that works from a user standpoint. Obviously, right now, a lot of you guys have got a lot of remnants. But I would just like to reiterate that you will not be walking around the map. There will be town areas and town instances within this world where you will be able to do social activities. You'll be able to show off, your aesthetic items and your mounts, etc. Imagine RuneScape, Grand Exchange. That part would be you would be able to walk around the Grand Exchange and do these tasks within the town. And then outside of the town, it will be more of an AFK idle game, if that makes sense.
I think you just confirmed mounts.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Shout out mounts.
If anyone didn't hear that, yes, there will be mounts in the new game as well. So you'll be able to show off in the towns.
Will there be equipable combat items in the new game, or will gear still primarily focus on loot? Yeah, it was very different. There will be equipable combat items. 100%. There will be. Move away from the utility and hand slots to a more MMORPG style, like WoW or RuneScape, where you equip different equipment slots. And against, when can we get the ability to list more items on the marketplace at one time? 25 is still too limited. Tom, you want to answer that one?
Tomorrow, if you want it, mate. I know we upped it from 15 to 25. I mean, the answer is, if it's still too little, we can make changes to that.
What is the desired number of remnants a holder should have? So,
I mean, as many as you feel comfortable, right?
Sorry, bro. I assume that's regarding the new model about what I was just discussing. A main and also, again, I can't really give you that information right now because, again, the architecture for how that specifically works in terms of managing your remnants has not been concluded. But again, just bear in mind that we're aware that 90% of the holder base has over like 4 remnants, so we have to ensure we build it in a way that's manageable for you guys.
And Spade asked, how do you see the IDO new coin conversion from Camp happening? Or is it not quite how it will happen? So there's like no complete specifics, but like, I mean, what we can say is it's going to be a conversion and it's going to be at least fair, most likely beneficial.
From initial calculations, I think you guys will be pretty happy with the percentage of the new token that you receive. So I assume there are different valuable parts of the map, like parts that are more valuable and some that are less. For example, owning a ground in the city is better than owning a ground in the forest. How are you going to distribute the different parts of the map? Will it be first come, first serve, raffled, or any other way of distribution? And will whales have certain benefits of getting the part of the map that they want in contrast to people who have less camp tokens? Okay, so obviously, again, the logistics of the camp to land conversion are not confirmed. I can only really share what I would personally imagine it to look like, and that would probably be... So there's kind of 2 models that we're working with right now on the new game. Okay, so there are actual like player-owned kind of utility within the world, which we want to include. So imagine someone would own the land of a fishing lake, for example, in the new game. But then there is also the other option, which is like a player-owned piece of land, similar to what we have in the light paper right now. They're the 2 models that we're going with. Realistically, we want to kind of include both of them. So if it's just a player-owned piece of land, similar to a light paper, I would imagine they would all be most likely equal in location, but they would not be equal depending on the trading amount that you've given for the new piece of land, for example. So like we have like the village, the town, etc. There will be similar trading levels as that. In terms of if we go with the player-owned utility side, I mean, the way that would work is we would kind of group different utility into certain levels of that land that are equal in terms of their, maybe economic activity, for example. And then I assume we would raffle that. Let's say that we said that to get a pond or a fishing lake, you needed to trade in 10 camps, and let's say 100 people traded in 10 camps, and let's say there was 100 fishing lakes, you would each just get a random one on the map.
Yeah, but for example, if you would trade in 25 camps, there would be like something better than fishing lake, right? So could be anything. I don't know, like a pizza store, bakery. I don't know. Whatever that would be.
Use confirmed pizza stores.
No, definitely not.
We're not confirming that. Most definitely not. No, it's not confirmed.
Maybe I missed it.
In fact, I can confirm it's not coming.
Maybe I missed it in the beginning, but I'd be interested to know how the new setup of the team came together. I mean, it's a good question. Again, I can go over it again quickly. So obviously, Tim, so Feud, he reached out to me quite a few times, and we had some calls just discussing Remnants, and it was obviously quite clear that we could ideate together. We were creative. We shared similar visions for kind of blockchain gaming and the ecosystem as a whole. And after quite a lot of time, we had a catch up, and this was maybe 2.5 months ago now, probably 2 months ago. And Tim, you obviously expressed your vision for wanting to start your own kind of blockchain MMORPG, and I expressed our team's vision for the future, and we realized quite quickly that we shared those views. Obviously, we've got the Remnants IP, we've got the team, we've got the developers, we've got you guys, and Tim obviously brings his CEO management experience to our business, so it just was the perfect fit. And actually, right now, me and Tom are in Budapest with Tim. Obviously, we're originally from the UK, but Longwood Labs itself is incorporated over here as well. It's a very high level overview.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some of people that joined as well, like Clark was like strategy, law, world design, Dabish, who's an art director, and EJ, who does all the math, like tokenomics, economy, and all those kind of type of things. And we kind of joined forces to build something really, really big here. So,
how much of the new team members' time is dedicated to REMS? It's a good question. So myself, out of the new team members, Tim is pretty much 100%. Clark, maybe 10 to 20% of his time is on Remnants. Jesse, I would say around 50%. And Danilo, it's hard because obviously it's a bit of a different one. Danilo probably less, but he obviously has his art studio resources that we use. That's kind of the beneficial relationship there.
Yep. I was wondering how much Bison's time, but I don't know really.
Yeah, my time will be more allocated to REMS once we get some of these pivotal pieces going. So can I speak on Thud and company joining the team, because it was a revelation for us. I will let you guys know we were
Tell
down
about
in
Mexico.
Yeah, we were down in Mexico, guys, and we had all the bits and pieces. Like, we were coming up with good stuff, but man, we just got like hard stuck on exactly where we wanted this new iteration, this new pivot of Remnants going. And once Thud and everybody came in, I mean, everything just started clicking. Thud has been invaluable in his leadership and kind of directing us as far as our direction goes. It's been awesome watching it all kind of come together on the Miro board. And dude, you are the man. We really do appreciate it.
Mostly Tom, to be honest. I mean, Tom was a beast.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Tom is a beast.
I mean, he's a beast.
You should see him shotgun beers.
Yeah, true.
My days of doing them are over.
Oh, whatever, Tom. Next time I
right.
see you, it's gonna happen right again.
Guy's a fucking natural.
You bring the crate, mate. I'm always up for sure.
Make a good point, Bison. Like, obviously, Mexico was the first time that me and Tom obviously met Juice and Bison in person, and we just had a holiday. We had like 10 days there, and we literally just plastered the walls in notes and ideas and models and theory, and we were working on vision, and we were just so close. And we every time we felt like we had it, there was just something missing. And then since the new lads joining the team, it's all just clicked really, and it's definitely fallen into place right now.
I feel
it's just execution.
Better.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel much
execution
better
is the only thing right now.
Exactly.
Will is just ignorant. Yes, unfortunately.
You also pronounced the name one wrong. Sorry. So,
Toida.
yeah.
Have you been
Feud
telling me
just
the wrong
was better.
pronunciation the whole time, Will? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Tim's never really questioned me on it, so I just kept doing it.
I mean,
So it's not feud.
We don't really call him Feud, we just call him
Toida,
Tim.
it's fine.
I'm not going to be calling you Toyd. It sounds wrong.
Proper Northerner. I'm right.
I mean, you can also say it's the dude that lost his D.
Oh god.
The dude.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Dude.
We'll stay away from that.
We'll stick to Tim. We'll stick to Tim for now, mate. Thanks.
Do we have any final questions? I think someone did ask a good question. I'm not sure. Sorry, no, you already answered that one about the idea, Tim.
Did you answer Nifty's? Are we going to have to call
Yeah,
out
I'm just
her?
looking
Which
back,
one?
did we?
If so, are we going to have to cull our herds? I don't really want to confirm anything about that right now. So it's quite an important thing. And without it being confirmed, I don't want to make you guys question. The answer is we would like to scale down supply moving into the new game to allow us to implement the breeding system effectively. But so effectively the opposite of what we did with the female mint, right? But that will obviously be done in a way where like there'll be no obviously it's non-dilutory. All the value will pass to you guys, and you guys will have complete decision making over how you play that. Hey mate, is the 4K camps the final amount? I imagine like obviously for the player and housing, yes. there will be certain specific parts of the map that we are looking to auction off. Not a huge amount. So I would say camp, 4K, final, but there will be certain parts of the new land that we would like to auction off. Are companions still a thing? New game. To be brutally honest, companions have truthfully not been discussed regarding the new game right now. Again, the banana itself is fluid in terms of its utility. The initial idea was to allow you guys to zombify your companions. Right now, I kind of personally prefer the idea of you guys being able to zombify mounts, for example, in the new game. Yes, a fluid banana. A liquid banana.
Liquid banana. Stick them in your bank, mate, and hold them.
Oh,
Hold on, clues. Hold on.
Do you want
hold up.
to just read that one out for the recording for the people listening at home?
I mean, he said he would bend over for the recording. So everyone knows. Okay.
Nice.
That's a mod for you.
Yeah, that's
We'll give it another.
Yeah, we'll
give it another 5 minutes. We'll give it another 5 minutes of questions, lads. Appreciate everyone's time. Thanks everyone for joining. I hope that we've managed to answer some of your burning questions. We'll give you 5 minutes to get creative and think of any final ones. Will there be new crate loot? Yes, there will be. Yeah.
Shit's getting
You guys are so-
everything, mate. You rinsed all your
You've been railing
everything
them.
possible. Yes, there will be down the line. We'll put new loot in for sure.
Nerd's just a completionist.
Yeah, he's got the lot.
Any gangs on?
Just a short
sorry,
one.
any alpha
on
on?
PvP regarding what we can expect there. So
I'd probably say I'd just quickly on the gangs, but I'd probably say instead of gangs, more think the new game guilds and what that might entail. I don't want to go into it too much, but you can expect that as opposed to gangs. And then
I mean,
we'll go on to it.
I'm just gonna go in and I'm like, because like, I mean, we'll drop the mounts. I'm just gonna drop something as well, just because I want to as well. So we have definitely been discussing multiplayer loot trips and things.
Dungeons,
raids, yeah.
Oh, we're dumping everything. It's like, yeah.
I mean, we're just building what you would imagine an MMORPG to hold. Into a reimagined Remnants ecosystem with DeFi elements built at its core. It's a very high level overview. Is there any timeline on the new coin and IDO? Joined late, may have been asked already. Tim, do you want to answer that one?
Any timeline on a new coin and IDO? So the new coin and IDO will probably be with the actual game release. So it would be the same time frame, so like probably Q1. 23. There are odd scenarios where it drops shortly before, but most likely not. I mean, that's at least what's planned right now. I mean, obviously subject to change, but Q1.
Any ETA on the
mystery box? Mystery box is another one again. Obviously, the utility that we planned for that was to allow you guys to bring your like custom rems on chain and in game. Obviously, with the art rework being there, it kind of throws a little spanner in the works. So we're kind of waiting to confirm the new art before we do anything regarding mystery boxes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll have a banana walking around in the new game, but you never know.
Yeah, as at Angus, there will also be a recording of the AMA available. If you want to listen to Will's soothing voice explaining things.
Yeah, it's northern British accent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it very soothing.
That's nice.
Even Bison's a Chad, apparently.
Yeah. Respect for
Aye.
Bison.
Bison
What
likes.
nice message he's given him.
What happened? What are people ripping me again?
No, you've
No,
actually
no,
got a
no,
nice,
giving you
nice
some-
message for once, mate.
Oh, that's that's fake. They're gonna change. They're gonna absolutely roast me in about 2 seconds flat.
You think it's a bait and switch?
Yeah. Oh, it's 100% bait switch.
Can we
Yeah,
have
Gio-
Melo built into the new map?
Geo,
Oh, go
We
on,
should
sorry,
do.
go on, Bison.
We should have a Merlo statue.
Yeah.
bro.
In memory
I've
of
been
our
saying
good
this for
friend.
forever, dude. Berto and Mirlo NPC is a must.
But
We've got Carl as well. Carl was the other one, right? Carl was the other unrelenting fudder.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that one, actually.
Mirlo's the one I remember most. I mean, that's without a doubt.
I miss him.
Nifty. How much camp has been burned through crate keys? I think that information actually be available for you guys to see tomorrow when we release the dashboard. Off the top of my head, I couldn't give you an answer, but as I say, tomorrow I think we should all be aware of how much camp has been burned on crate keys. But I would expect it to be a decent amount, considering how many nerds opened alone.
Journals are coming tomorrow, Mishra.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have said that. Albeit no delays, they will be tomorrow.
yes. And just to reiterate, the functionality for them, the core functionality will be it'll be claim all, resend all, and we may expand on that later down the line. Tomorrow's coming soon too. Tomorrow, shit, we're giving the timelines again. I'm confident in tomorrow. Hold me accountable if it's not.
Yeah, don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. When it comes to dev deadlines, boys, it's usually Tom.
Shoot me, guys.
I'm confident in soon. We very much are.
Yep. Yeah, we'll change it.
Well-
New update coming soon.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, I feel like we've answered a good amount of questions.
Yeah.
From my end, I don't think there's anything else that I would add at a high level. Bison, Juice, Tim, Tom, have you guys got anything more that you would like to add?
No, it's.
Yeah, I think we've covered quite a lot.
I think we've covered, a lot. Just trying to think if there's anything that's actually been missed on a high level. I think nothing that comes to my head. So we've had some good questions. Still having ledger issues. Not working. Okay, so is ledger.
We'll be looking into Ledger further.
Yeah, the guys are looking into it. Someone said earlier in the chat that it was working again. But, to be honest, we think it is a phantom issue, and as I said earlier, we're looking for a new way to support ledgers because we haven't actually made any changes on them on the time of them not working. So the guys are looking into it.
Perfect. Juice,
Then
Bison,
they'll-
anything final from
yeah.
you guys?
Anyone want to finish it off?
I'm good, man. Great questions, though.
Yeah,
good
thanks everyone.
questions, boys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'll
guys, very
finish it off quickly by just reminding you all that again, vision alignment is key. So I think that'll be what we're focusing on moving forward. And then I would be expecting, post that, I would be expecting a lot more specifics. Should definitely make this a monthly thing. Yeah, we should definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm happy to do bi-weekly or monthly. AMA's in here. It's good for us.
Maybe we'll put a poll up. We can work out. We can work out when's best for everyone to do polls, or maybe we do them every 2 weeks.
Yeah, which really sounds
Appreciate everyone's time, lads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
appreciate
it.
you guys showing up. Right.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Hope you'll enjoy the rest
Thank
of your days.
you, ladies. Enjoy your evening,
Enjoy the rest of
mornings.
your evenings, afternoons. Yeah.
See you later, lads.